Chapter 2.9 Test Review Homework. So for number 1, you're going to graph this function and going to write the slope, x-intercept and y-intercept. To graph this function, we are going to use a notebook or any graph paper. Slope for this one is going to be 1 over 4. X-intercept you can either find with algebra by setting the y equals 0 and subtract 1 and multiply 4 on both sides. So the x-intercept is going to be negative 1 times 4, that is negative 4. Y-intercept is 1. To solve this equation, you're going to isolate the y. So plus 3x on both sides, and then you're going to divide with negative 8. So y is going to be negative 3 over 8 plus or minus 3, because 24 divided by negative 8 is negative 3. So for number 3, you're going to isolate this equation for y. So subtract 3x on both sides and divide with negative 5. You're going to get y equals 3 over 5x minus 3. Starting from the y-intercept, that is negative 3, you go up 3 over 5 on this both directions. You're going to get an extended line. Now you're going to answer the questions on the bottom, that is slope is 3 over 5 and the x-intercept is this point right here, that is going to be 1 2 3 4 5, so 5 comma 0, and y-intercept is 0 comma negative 3. For number 4, given the graph, identify the characteristics. So this is the graph that is given. You're going to follow the formula of rise over run to find the slope. So it's going to rise 3 over 1. So the slope is 3 over 1. But it's a negative side, or means that it's falling from left to right. So the slope is going to be negative. So it's negative 3. The x-intercept is the point where the graph cuts the x-axis, that is 1 comma 0. Y-intercept is the point where the graph cuts the y-axis, so it's going to be 0 comma 3. So to write the slope-intercept form, you need a slope and y-intercept, so it's going to be negative 3x plus 3. So it is y equals mx plus b. For number 5, you're going to find out the slope, x-intercept, y-intercept, and the equation. To find the x-intercept, you're going to choose the point where y is 0. So this is this point right here. Y-intercept means that x should be 0. So this is this point, 0 comma 2. To find the slope, you treat one of the point as x1, y1, the other point as x2, y2. And apply the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So 2 minus 0 divided by 0 minus 1. So that's going to be negative 2. So the equation is y equals negative 2x plus 2. Y is equal to mx, m is this, and b is y-intercept. For number 6, identify the slope of each line. The rising line from left to right, slope is positive. Falling, slope is negative. Horizontal line means the slope is 0. And vertical line means the slope is undefined. For number 8, write the equation in point slope form. Given slope is negative 2 and point is 1 comma 5. So the formula is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So 1 comma 5 is x1 and y1, and the slope is negative 2. You plug it in for y1, that is 5. So x1 is 1. Slope is negative 2. And when you're going to find this equation, you're going to stop here because we're going to only find this point slope form of the equation. For number 9, you're going to find the point slope form, but in this case, the m is not given, means the slope is not given. So you have to apply the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 to find the slope first. So negative 3 minus minus 5 divided by 7 minus minus 1. Now I'm going to plug it in x1, y1 into the formula. So that's going to be y plus 5. Remember, we're going to use the opposite sign for x1, y1. So these are already negative, so we're going to use for y1 we're going to use positive 5, for x1 we're going to use positive 1, and the slope we already found is 1 over 4. So that's going to be your equation. Number 9, we're going to find the equation, but in this case, remember, we are going to find the slope intercept form. It means we have to isolate the y. So the 2 points are given. You're going to apply the formula y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1 to find the slope. So that's going to be 12 over negative 6, that is negative 2. Plug it in for m, negative 2, and x1, y1, 5 comma 0. So x1 is 5, y1 is 0. So y is already isolated, which is a good thing. Only you have to do is to distribute the negative 2. So you're going to get negative 2x plus 10. Now let's do number 11 here. So the slope for this equation is going to be negative 1. Y-intercept is 0 comma 4. And then the slope of the second equation given here is going to be negative 1 over 2. And the y-intercept is 4. So both of the lines are starting from 4. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. The first line has a slope negative 1, so it's down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, and that's going to be the line. From the second equation, you're going to start from the same point, but it's going to go down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2. Same thing on the other side, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. And then you're going to connect the points to get the line graph. Now remember, this graph, the two graphs are cutting at each other at certain point. It means that's going to be a one solution, and solution is that point where the lines cut at certain point. So they are cutting at 0 comma 4, so your solution is 0 comma 4. For number 12, you're going to find the x and y intercepts. To find x-intercept, you set y equals 0, and you're going to only left with negative 4, x equals negative 20. Divide with negative 4 on both sides, you're going to get x equals 5. So x-intercept is x 5, y 0, so it's 5 comma 0. For y-intercept, you're going to set x equals 0, so you're going to be left with 5y equals 20. Divide 5 on both sides, you're going to get 0 comma negative 4, and that's going to be y-intercept. Number 13, are each of the following parallel to y equals 3 over 5x plus 7? Question mark. Be sure to show your work. In order to have two lines parallel, their slope should be same. So if you see letter A, if y equals 3 over 5x minus 9, the slope of this line is 3 over 5, which matches with the slope of this line, that is 3 over 5. So the slopes are same. It means yes, this line is parallel to the given line. For letter B here, the slope of this line is 5 over 3, which is not same as 3 over 5. So this is going to be no, this is not going to be parallel to the given line. For letter C, in this case, we have to find the slope first. So to find the slope, you're going to use the formula, and that formula is 6 minus 3 is 6 divided by 10. That's when you reduce it, 3 over 5. So if the slope is same as the given equation, then it's going to be yes, parallel to the given equation. For letter D, So slope of this line is rise over run. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to be up 3 over 5. That is 3 over 5, which is the same as the given line. So yes, this is going to be parallel to the given line. For letter E, you're going to find the slope of this table and you're going to use any 2 points to find the slope. So I'm using this point and this point. So 25 minus 20 divided by 16 minus 13. So that's going to be 5 divided by 3. This slope is not same as the given slope, so no, this is not going to be parallel to the given line. Remember, two lines should have same slope in order to be parallel.